Hello. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy that you joined me. So my name is Olha Osokina, and I'm in marketing for almost 8 years. And today I'm gonna talk about SaaS businesses. SaaS, this is passion. This is my pure love. I love working with that. I advertise for many clients. And to be very honest, for me, this is something that is really, really, really interesting for everybody like who work in marketing, because you can build the funnels and beautiful things and so on and so forth. So, and I usually highlighted my USP that I'm not only theoretical but practical. I was working with SEO, PPC, paid social, email marketing, automation, and so on and so forth. So if you have any questions at all, just hit me and I will be happy to help you if I can. And a few words about me, like as a personal, like human being. I love cats. I'm 100% cat person, so sorry dog people here. I'm a cat person. I love climbing, and I believe that I'm a nerd. I'm obsessed with the data. I like to analyze. I like to see the numbers. Leave the session. Sorry. I will leave the session a bit later. So yeah, so this is it. A few words about me. So let's start. Just like want to be quick to not to skip the questions. So the summary, my mission today, funnel metrics, SaaS growth metrics that matter, unit economics, and the golden rule. I'm just trying to see the chat, and okay, I think, yeah, it's gonna work or not. Just a sec. No, it's not working, so I'll probably just see my screen. So, okay, my mission today is to help you understand and answer these two questions. So the first question, is your business economically viable? And the second question is about improvement and understanding what is working and what needs to be improved. And the world-known phrase, I love it, and that's 100% true, Lord Kevin or Peter Drucker. I'm just afraid to be mistaken because different sources say different stuff. So if you can measure it, you can improve it. Today, it's kind of like really, really, really easy to get the data, because you actually can place Facebook pixel, you can place Google pixel, Twitter pixel, and whatever pixel on your website and have the data. You integrated your CRM, you have all the things in there, and everything is working. But the main question is the why I need that, to get the data, to understand, to improve. And the second part is what to measure. So let's dig deeper and see what to measure. My favorite part for when I just advertise and work with SaaS businesses, that's funnel. I believe that this is the most important part. Funnel metrics. What is funnel? This is a user journey. So let's imagine your user, perfect user, that you just built a targeted persona, saw you on the Facebook ad and hit the ad and then hit your website. And what they do next? So they can do the random things. You can expect that. But at least in your head, in your papers, you need to have the funnel. This is a typical example of the funnel. So this is the traffic step when you just acquire customers, acquire people, then they visit your website, then they convert to trials, and then convert to closed deals, meaning sales. The main thing is here to measure the conversion rate. I'm gonna talk about the conversion rate in a bit. On the right side, you can see different types of funnels. As I said before, it really depends from the business. Like for example, that can be like B2B and B2C funnel, they might be different. It can like vary. It can vary for the enterprise because you usually need to have salespeople, including the sales funnel. It can be different for SMBs and so on and so forth. But like the steps are the same. So acquisition part, people who visit your website. Second part, they take an action, they request a demo, they activate your tool, they use the core feature, and then they need to do the secrecy. They need to update to pay plan. They need to sign a contract. Or the second funnel that I have in here, this is for B2B, allow working with B2B. This is a very simple one. So basically, like you can develop that, but I usually advise to start with the simple things. You have marketing qualified leads, you have sales qualified leads, and sales in here. Oh, I have pointer and sales in here. So it means, so actually for each and every step of this funnel, you still need to have different funnels inside of that. But at least you need to have these 3 steps to understand what you do. The next step is why that's so crucial. It seems that's quite understandable that when we have this data, it helps us understand the best performing traffic and lead sources. What is traffic? What is lead sources? Traffic sources might be different and lead sources might be different. Like by lead sources, I mean that people can actually come from different like ebooks. They download your ebook, they just click on your ad and so on and so forth. By traffic sources, that might be direct, it might be ad source and so on and so forth. So you have this data, you optimize that and understand that it's working. The next thing that you actually need to understand and calculate, that's overall return of investment by lead source. Because you advertise different things, advertise on different platforms, you need to have these numbers. And the third step, which is very interesting and the quite necessary one, this is forward planning with a tricky star in there. By forward planning, I mean the budgeting, for example. Like, let's say I need to generate $2 million in this quarter. That's my personal business aim. And I do the backward calculation. By backward calculation, I understand that my service costs, like, for example, $200. So I know how many closed deals I need. Then I do the backward calculation again. I understand how many trials I need, how many visitors I need, what's measure, like how many people I need to acquire to get these visitors, and so on and so forth. So it really helps to understand how many salespeople you need, because that's usually a problem. People just have 1-2 sales for startups, and then they realize that we cannot hit this goal because we don't have enough people. So that's quite crucial part. And again, it helps us generate data-driven insights on what to optimize, on what to iterate, what to measure. The key SaaS metrics that we're gonna look at today, this is conversion rate, churn rate, customer acquisition cost, gross margin customer acquisition cost payback, average revenue per customer, lifetime value, and the ratio. So here we go. The first metric, this is conversion rate, and the funnel that we had on the previous slide. So by conversion rate, we mean that this is the number of people who already made a desired action. And the formula for this one is really simple. So for example, to see that sales conversion rate, we need to divide number of sales generated in the period, for example, in a month. We divide it by number of the previous step, number of trials, and to get the percentage, we multiply that by 100. So as a simple example, we have 200 trials, last month's 20 sales. The conversion rate gonna be 10%. And quite important to know that there are many types of conversion rate, and you can measure everything, just define what you need to measure. Like, I usually ask people and advise to measure overall conversion rate of all the channel to understand your business metric, your marketing channel conversion rates, lead source conversion rate, traffic channel conversion rate, and then we just dig deeper to the campaign level, campaign conversion rate, and if needed, you calculate keyword conversion rate, ad conversion rate, and so on and so forth. So it really depends on your needs and on what you optimize. The churn rate. Churn rate, this is the formula for churn rate, and it says how to understand the percentage of clients that leave your business in a period, typically in a month. So the formula, number of lost clients in a period, let's say 100 customers, need to be divided on the total number of the client that you had on the very beginning of the period, meaning of the month. Like, for example, we had 1,500 customers. And again, just to get the percentage, we multiply that by 100 and we get our 6.7%. Like, to be exact and to give you the thing that you probably need to focus on the benchmarks, usually the churn rate for businesses, for SaaS businesses vary, but for months, that's going to be like 5%. Yearly, 5-6 is okay. So for churn rate, I usually advise to calculate both monthly churn rate and yearly churn rate, annual. Customer acquisition cost, this is the amount of money that we pay to acquire a new customer. So by amount of money, we usually mean the marketing and sales amounts, and we divide that on the number of deals closed. But we also need to understand that, from my experience, sometimes it's quite difficult to understand your sales expenses. And I usually say that probably focus on the marketing only. It's much easier, and you stick to only one source of your costs. So for example, a simple math in here, we have $5,000 a month for marketing and sales, and we acquired 100 clients. Let's say that was SMBs, or that was our, not probably enterprise, not SMBs, and we got $50 a customer. It's good, it's bad, we don't know, because we actually don't know the price of the service. We don't know really who our clients and so on and so forth. So too many unknowns, but at least we know how to calculate that. And the next thing that I probably really advise you to take a look at and calculate, this part usually missing, months to recover a customer acquisition cost. By months to recover a customer acquisition cost, we mean the number of months that we require to repay the initial cost that we invested in the acquisition of the specific client. Like here in the graph, you can see that we have the red triangle. And this red triangle said that we have customer acquisition cost, meaning we just already paid to acquire this customer. And we have a payback period. So we just earn from this customer for a little while, or not a little while, minus, because we're not earning from here. And here, bam, and we have that bottom line. And after this point, we start to generate revenue. This is our breaking point. So it's the formula for this one. This is customer acquisition cost divided by the average revenue per customer. For example, monthly price of your service multiplied by gross margin, which is revenue, minus cost of goods sold divided by revenue. The benchmark for this metric is very important. This is 12 months or less. This is a typical number for SaaS. Like robust and really strong SaaS businesses that usually have the benchmark 5-6 months. If that's an enterprise, it can be up to 20 months. So you definitely need to take a look on your specific business and understand your months to recover customer acquisition costs, but you just definitely need to know this benchmark to know where you are. And SaaS unit economics. Next, this is my second favorite part and very important thing to calculate that. What does it mean? This is lifetime value. This is the amount of money that we can earn from our client during the period that this client use our service. Meaning we just predict how much money we're gonna earn from this specific client. And to calculate that, we have two formulas. The formula number one, this is average revenue per customer, the monthly service of our monthly price of our service to $100, we divide by the churn rate. We already just saw this formula, for example, 0.1. So LTV gonna be $2,000. And also, like a little thing just to mention, we can calculate the retention period in here. So I did like backward calculation. I got LTV $2,000 and divided that by the price of my service, like monthly price, and I got 10 months this year. And the second formula that I want to show, like probably like when you just starting to work with the formulas and just maybe you're a startup, as I said before, and you need at least something, some benchmark for yourself, not probably for the market, stick with this one. You're definitely gonna know your service price, and you can briefly calculate, like for example, for the cohort, customer lifetime. So here I have 10 months as an example, and I'm gonna again earn $2,000 my LTV. And here, this is the golden rule, and this rule says that your LTV, the prediction, the money that you're gonna earn from this specific client, cohort of clients, all the clients, gonna be 3 times bigger than your customer acquisition costs. That's a must. That's a minimum for SaaS businesses. And as we said before, months to recover customer acquisition cost should be less than 12 months. It makes your business viable and economically meaningful. And this one probably gonna go with a star because you need to understand the specifications of your business. I wish you to unlock your growth potential, and I hope that was helpful. You have my LinkedIn, you have my Gmail, so if you have any questions at all, just hit me here, and that's gonna be like really, I'm gonna be like really happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.